This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Aloha, it is Waterfall Wednesday, right? Yeah, that's right. I'm Kim McAllister. Not that you didn't know, but here we are for the After Party Live, and thank you for being here and thank you for waiting. I'm looking at the chat. You guys are having a great conversation. Somebody's getting a massage today. Ooh, that sounds nice. I like a nice massage. I do have some show business to talk about. And that is tomorrow's show. And I was thinking so I have to go in for a surgery tomorrow. It's a biopsy of my lady parts. I know. And it's kind of a surgical procedure. It's not like a full surgical procedure. They don't have to put you completely under. The way it was described to me as you have to go under like a conscious sedation. So the same type of procedure that, they kind of make you fall asleep, but you're not completely knocked out. Anyway, so that's happening tomorrow. And so I won't be here, but it's Trivia Thursday. And how do we not do Trivia Thursday? So I was thinking of recording it, even though that might be a little awkward. I'm going to try it and see how it works out. If it's lame, my apologies. It's the best I can do, but I hope it works out. And so that is happening tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. The thing is, I have to say, it's like one of those things where I'm not going to worry about it until there's something to really worry about, kind of thing, because the chances are everything's going to be fine. So at this point, I just have to go in for the procedure, which is really more of a bummer and a pain in the ass than anything. Wes says, take the laptop and do surgical trivia during the procedure. Now, that's a great idea, although I think I'm going to be asleep during the procedure, so I don't know. Oh my God, is it an endometrial biopsy? They made me do that fully awake. Okay, yes, that's what it is. It's what they do is a DNC, where they go in and this is way too TMI for the guys in the group. My bad. I'm extremely sorry, and I don't mean to get into it. But yes, it's they do a little scrape out of the old uterus, and then they test whatever they took out. So yes, that's what it is. I can't believe you had to do that when you were awake. Ugh, yikes. Although it would be kind of easier for me if they did it in the office while I was awake, because then it would be quick and I could just get it over with and I wouldn't have to go into the hospital and do the whole thing. But I'm sorry you had to go through that. Great idea, Wes. Surgical trivia might be a good idea. Sandy says, I was too scared to get the biopsy fully conscious. I was able to get it done under sedation. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yay, woohoo! Thanks, Glenn. I'm sure everything will be fine. Full disclosure, and not like anybody really wants to know about the inner workings of my parts. Yeah. Okay. So, having said that, just note that tomorrow's show will likely be recorded, and then also another show note is that Tim Sika this week also is traveling and wants to record tonight as well. So Friday's show may be partially recorded. So just yeah, that's what we have. That's what we have underway going on at the After Party Live. Thank you, Ms. Organic. I want that too, and I'm sure everything will be fine, and I'll let you know how it all works out. Most of us ladies have had them. Really? I didn't know. Okay, well, add me to the club then. I'm part of your club, Yvonne. I'll be a willing member. Sandy says, yeah, I don't do well with pain. See, I was thinking I could handle it. The difference is I could put up with the pain if I have to have it done in an office in Petaluma, but now I have to drive all the way to Marin General Hospital and have it done there. So I might have been able to suffer with the pain just because of the drive and where it is. Thanks, Yvonne. I appreciate it. Drug-induced TAPL might be interesting. You never know. No, I won't go live tomorrow. Okay, so I do want to go live now and talk about this yahoo. This guy, I'm going to say guy, because it's such a guy thing to do. Perhaps, though, I'm wrong. Maybe it was a lady. Let's find out, because this person, this driver, decided that it was a really good idea to remove a barrier and then proceeded to drive straight into wet concrete. Yeah. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation said this Milwaukee County driver, quote, cemented their inability to adhere to signs by moving the barrier to the side and driving straight into wet concrete at the interchange of Interstate 41, 894, and 45 and National Avenue. I guess maybe it's somebody who doesn't feel the rules apply to them. They don't feel like they need to stop. They're just going to push on forward no matter what the sign says. The pickup truck had its tires almost completely submerged in freshly poured concrete. You can see here. They had to use heavy machinery to pull the stuck truck out of the wet concrete. The police say, listen, drivers on the roadway, crews place barricades and signs for your safety and for theirs. Please never remove or ignore road closed or any other type of barriers, or this might happen to you. We never find out the gender of the driver. I'm going to say it's a dude. Maybe not. I don't know. There's all kinds of entitled ladies out there as well. Karma? Instant payback? God, you got to feel like such a fool, right? Removing the barriers, and then this is what happens to you. Then they've got to bring out the giant crane to get your truck out of the wet concrete. And I can imagine you've done some serious damage to the undercarriage of your big truck. Oh man. Yeah. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to the rules, when you don't follow the sign. Cameo says a guy in Sonoma County drove his Hummer into floodwaters a few years ago. When asked why he ignored all the warning signs, he just said he would never put his baby in the water. What? Yeah, surely a dude, says John Watson. Man, that was a stupid mistake, says Gordon. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I love this picture. I have driven around a sign in Petaluma. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Perhaps this is entitled of me. During the pandemic, people started putting up these signs that said, um, local traffic only. They're basically closing down their own streets, even though it was city maintained streets in the city of Petaluma, and they wanted it closed down just to local traffic. Now, during the pandemic, I completely understand, but they still have the signs up. The people on this little street right near Petaluma High School, they still put their signs up. They still want their street closed. And I'm like, no, you can't. We all pay taxes. We all maintain the streets. You can't close down your city street with your little signs that say local traffic only anymore. Like, the pandemic is over. We're back to being a city again where we have shared resources. And so you can't close your little street down anymore. So I drive around their sign and I drive right through. So I will admit I do that, but it makes me so mad because you can't just decide your street's going to be closed. Man, right? I don't know. Um my Subaru won't let me do stupid things in it. Does it have a little stupid sensor in it? Perhaps. I don't know. Uh, you know what? That would be a great invention. A stupid sensor for your car. Telling you. All right. We'll move on to this story about the Lincoln Memorial. Did you know there was a whole underneath part? Because I had no idea that this was the situation underneath the Lincoln Memorial. There is, by the way, an illuminating new museum hidden beneath the Lincoln Memorial. It is set to open to the public. Tickets for the Lincoln Memorial Undercroft Museum are now available to reserve. They say when this opens on June 25th, you get to see this landmark in Washington, D.C. in an entirely new way. So they've been working on this since 2016, the National Park Service. They have been transforming the Undercroft area below the Lincoln Memorial into this new museum dedicated to the memorial to Abraham Lincoln. Uh, Now, 10 years after they started, $69 million later, they say it's almost done, and it is right in an area they say that's hidden in plain sight. So this Lincoln Memorial was finished in 1922, and it has these beautiful marble columns, but underneath there are 122 concrete columns that provide structural support. You can see them underneath in the picture here. The element of the design, they say, contributes to the sense of grandeur that spectators experience when taking in the view of the memorial up top. The columns are there to raise Lincoln up, have him sitting up on the proverbial hill that you can see from the Capitol. And up until now, the Undercroft has been strictly functional and off limits to the public. But that changes when you will be invited to learn about the structure from within its secret underbelly. It's a new 15,000 square foot museum that will highlight both the memorial's construction and its role in the country's history in the century since it was created. Really, really cool. There have been a lot of historical moments in our country that have happened here. The Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech happened on the steps of the memorial. There was a Black opera singer, Marian Anderson, who performed a concert from the steps for 75,000 people. And she did it after the Daughters of the American Revolution put a ban on her singing at Constitution Hall. When you walk up there today, you look up at the statue, according to a spokesperson for the National Mall. His name is Mike Litterst. He said, you look at the speeches, but you don't understand the symbolism unless you have a really good guidebook with you or take the time. And now the museum will point all those features out. So the Undercroft Museum, in addition to highlighting the history of all the moments of American history that have happened in and around the Lincoln Memorial, also has something for people that love architecture. You won't be able to fully explore the space, but the foundations will be visible through floor to ceiling panes of glass. They say the exhibition will extend into these inaccessible sections through multimedia content projected onto screens and onto the columns themselves. They said the goal was to try to make as much use of the space as possible. So the glass is serving a critical component for the exhibition in making sure it's successful. You can get tickets by checking it out at recreation.gov. They have a timed entry they're going to do because they know a lot of people are going to want to go down and see the Undercroft. They've been doing this since May 26th. So yesterday is when the ticket reservations opened. So it's again, recreation.gov. They will allow some same day tickets. You can get those at the Korean War Veterans Memorial Kiosk when the museum opens on June 25th. I don't think you want to go to the Lincoln Memorial without going to the Undercroft now. That's super cool. Expensive, but glad it's opened. And I think it's going to be a wonderful addition for people going to see our nation's capital. And I honestly had no idea that they were doing this and that there was such interesting things to see underneath. Would you go there? I mean, if you're going there, would you make it a point to stop and see the Undercroft? I'm thinking yes. I'm going to the chat. What do you think? No desire to go to DC until you know who is gone. Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah. Never been to DC, though my son went with his class in 8th grade. Same here. Yeah. Gordon went to Disneyland in 8th grade, so there you go. Disneyland, DC. I don't know. Glenn, thank you for the $5 Australian. We all care for you big time. Much appreciated. I'm sure this is no big deal, but I just thank you so much for the contribution to the show and for being so lovely. So thank you to Wes and thank you to Glenn as well. All right, we'll move to this story. I know it's kind of a creepy looking puppet, which is kind of the point. Yikes. Looks like something from Halloween. This is in Massachusetts, where police are now looking for the owner of this extra creepy giant puppet. It's really big too. This is in Stoneham, the Stoneham Police Department, sharing this picture of this massive marionette. It has red hair, no eyes, wearing a clown costume. They say, "We are attempting to locate the owner of this puppet that was turned into the station. If this belongs to you or if you recognize it from your nightmares, please contact us to arrange pickup." The puppet is 7 feet 7 inches tall. It's huge. It's an animatronic called Bobby Strings. It's sold at the Spirit Halloween store for $310. I wonder if somebody stole it out of someone's yard and then dumped it somewhere. Nevertheless, the Massachusetts police are now at Stoneham are now in possession of this. What is it? Stringy Bobby Strings, Bobby Strings, and they want to know who they can give it back to, because I don't think they want to keep it at the police station. No thanks. I have a story about moon bases. I think this is kind of cool. There are going to be Land Rovers, drones. Let me say, there are plans to have Land Rovers, drones, moon bases. All of these things are being planned for the next excursion. That word now takes on a different meaning. To the moon. There's a little picture of a rover and astronauts. This is what it's going to look like on the moon. Buggies, drones, all for the 2028 mission. So right now, NASA is ordering the landers, the rovers, the drones, all for this sprawling moon base. They're outlining the first phase of their moon base plans today or yesterday. They awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts to 4 US companies. One of them, Blue Origin, that's Jeff Bezos's company, who will be providing a pair of landers to deliver moon buggies to the lunar surface. The lunar terrain vehicles are going to be built by Astrolab, and Lunar Outpost Firefly Aerospace, which landed successfully on the moon last year, will deliver the first drones to the moon as well. And all of this is supposed to arrive before the first Artemis astronauts land on the moon as early as 2028. The NASA is targeting Artemis 3 for mid-2027, with a landing by 2 astronauts following as soon as 2028. The moon base's second phase, from 2029 to early 2030, will start building up the permanent infrastructure, including a power grid. As for when the base will be ready to support astronauts for extended periods in their specialized permanent habitats, sometime in the 2030s. In phase 3. I feel like they're being a little too, I don't know, Pollyanna about this whole thing. I mean, saying you want to do this, building these structures, putting up these power grids. I just like, have we spent enough time on the moon to know that all these things won't be just wiped away by winds or weather or whatever? I feel like we're talking a big talk, but to actually do this and do it in the next couple of years is not very realistic. That's how it feels to me. This is kind of pie in the sky dreaming, and they're saying, no, we're doing it. No. NASA's moon base program executive, Carlos Garcia Galan, says we'll be able to say, hey, we're permanently here on the moon. We're not giving it up. Is this part of like claiming the moon for America, the whole thing? Can we do that? Is there some kind of international law that says you have to share the moon with the rest of the planet? I don't know. The goal of the moon base is to encourage a lunar economy while conducting scientific research and laying the foundation for a Mars expedition. They the moon base will be over hundreds of square miles. The perimeter of it will be marked by drones dubbed Moonfall, stationed at the corners of this, I guess, American moon base. The Planetary Society, which is a space advocacy organization co-founded by the late astronomer Carl Sagan, estimates NASA will have spent about 107 billion on return to moon plans through 2026 in inflation adjusted dollars. They say they're expected to, and NASA is expected to invest about 20 billion over the next 7 years into their moon base mission. Isaacson said, we will not slow down. For those waiting patiently, the grand return is close at hand. We will not slow down. And really, we are just getting started here. So I guess we're doing it. We're doing the moon base. We're doing the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It just feels a little bit like we're dreaming. And I don't think this is all going to go so smoothly. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the best thing that we've ever done. Yeah, could be. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's worth spending gazillions of dollars on this. It doesn't feel like it, though. It feels kind of silly when we have needs here on Earth. Maybe Trump would like Mar-a-Lago on Mars. Hey, might as well build the first Trump Tower up there, right? A one-way ticket. Send Musk to Mars. No one can hear you scheme. That's pretty good, Nolfidian. I like it. Didn't the Russies land on the dark side? We licked it. It's ours, says Heather. That's kind of how it feels. Like if we get up there first and we set up our little drone perimeter and we build our stuff and we plant our flag and we get our rovers and we build our moon base and we have our people, no one can take it. And the next world war will be over Moonland, right? Moon base Alpha. Come on. I wonder what a space plumber union wages are. Do they have to register as astronauts? You have to train to be a space plumber, okay? The rules are all different. Need more money. Man. All right. They're doing something at the Hoover Dam. I saw this story in SF Gate today, and I had to show you this picture. This massive American flag has been draped over the Hoover Dam, and it's all lit up. It looks kind of cool. But things aren't going so well at the Hoover Dam, sadly, because they have severe drought out there. But that's okay. We're celebrating 250 years of America, so you know, that's the way it is. This display has a 300 by 150-foot, 2,000-pound American flag. It's draped over the dam. It's illuminated by red, white, and blue LED lighting. It's meant to launch several weeks of patriotic celebrations as part of the America 250 initiative. They've got about 2,250 amperes of Hoover Dam's hydroelectric power to be used every evening for this display until July 4th. But behind it, according to SF Gate, Lake Mead is experiencing a pretty bad year. They've got severe drought. The lake is at its lowest level in years. There's a recent algae bloom that have caused portions of this lake to become potentially toxic. So, I mean, I guess it's nice to celebrate, but with what's going on around there, I don't know if this is, what we should be spending money on. What about solutions? It's all this pomp and, pageantry and UFC fights on the White House lawn and the illumination of, various monuments around the country to mark 250 years, I think I would, and I know we don't get political, but I think I would rather, similarly to the whole moon situation. And here's a close up, another picture kind of at night of the lights. The lights are cool, but I think I just would rather have our money, our effort, our time spent on solutions to the nation's problem. And here, right in front of them, they've got this major drought, they've got these major issues. So why not tackle this? The Bureau of Reclamation announcing a plan to reduce water releases from Lake Powell because storage levels declined along the Colorado River. That could potentially reduce hydroelectric power output at Hoover Dam by 40%. But by all means, let's spend the power on lighting up the 250 for what, more than a month. The Bureau says that recreational boating at Lake Mead could be limited this summer because of low water levels. They had the first ceremony to kick off the America 250 display over Memorial Day weekend. They had all the officials out there, the governors of Nevada, Arizona, everybody out there speaking at the event. Okay, we're going to the moon and we're spending billions. We're lighting up the Hoover Dam at the cost of however many amperes of hydroelectric power, 2,250. And we got some serious problems. Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. Sadly, I feel like I've gone into a negative direction and I don't want to do that. So I'm going straight from celebrations to the lotto of the day. Can't go wrong with this story. This is a $20 lottery win, which led this Michigan man to win 2 mil. This guy's 45 years old from Kent County, Michigan. He recently bought a $2 scratch-off ticket from the store called Clyde Park Fuel in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He said, "Hey, every once in a while, I'll buy a $2 ticket, but I typically don't pay the $20 games," he said. "I stopped to get gas, so I grabbed a $2 blackjack ticket while I was cashing out, and I scratched it while my gas was pumping. I won 20 bucks," he said, "so I went back inside to cash it. I debated using my winnings on two $10 tickets, but that $2 million bonus scratcher multiplier ticket caught my eye, so that's what I went with. And I scratched that ticket when I got in my car and went into shock when I saw how much I'd won." He said, "I don't think it's fully hit me that I won $2 million, and it probably won't until I cash that check." He intends to use his prize money to buy a house, take a vacation, and save for the future. That's a pretty lucrative gas station stop, I would say. Well done, sir. Well done. Um, the other story I have for you is really negative. So let's do this positive story. It also comes with video. Have you heard about the fiddler crabs? It's, they're kind of cute. I wouldn't say crabs are cute most of the time, but these crabs look pretty cute. I don't know. They're called fiddler crabs, and they have emerged from the sand. I have a sign. And they do this kind of funky, weird dance. Here it is. Take a look at this.
ハサミを上げたり下げたり、まるでダンスを踊っているように見えるのは、甲羅が1センチ。
I'll take the sound down. But here they are. You can see them. And here's the area. They do this dance. They kind of zoom in here on the fiddler crabs, where they stick their claws up in the air and they do this movement meant to attract a mate, perhaps. I'm going to pause it, see if I can get the mid dance. Oh, almost. Oh, they're too quick for me. I can't get it. I'm trying. Oh, there I got one. I got one with those little things in the air. The ways I amuse myself, I'm telling you. So clearly, this is out of Japan, where these crabs on this Japanese beach are entertaining the people. They emerge from their burrows and they do their annual dancing. This is the tidal flats. And around every time this year, the males perform a dance where they raise and lower their claws in unison. Researchers say they don't know exactly why they do this, but they think it's a means of attracting females or possibly intimidating their rivals. These are little tiny little crabs. They measure less than half an inch across their carapace. They're expected to appear in larger numbers as summer approaches, and their breeding season lasts from May through August. So here they are. They're fiddler crabs, dancing fiddler crabs. And there they go. I have to replay it.
ハサミを上げたり下げたり、まるでダンスを踊っているように見えるのは、甲羅が1センチほどの小さなカニ、チゴガニのオスです。新宮市の三輪崎海岸では、毎年この時期になると、潮が引いた干潟。
I think it's worth going out there to see that. I would, if I lived in this area, I'd be out there watching those little guys. That's so cool. Although you don't want to disrupt their breeding area. Look at what they do. That's pretty cool. I did not know that until today. Have you seen fiddler crabs dancing before? Look at them go. They're all over the place. All right. I have a story for you. I have a Waterfall Wednesday for you. So I will get that. This is Waterfall Wednesday, and I just have a couple today to show you. Here it is, Waterfall Wednesday. There it is. Woohoo! I have a couple to show you. These are, I was in the mood for beach waterfalls. And of course, we've been to this one before, but I'm going to show it to you again. There are two of them in California. The first one on the list is Alamere Falls. I don't know if we have seen this one before, but this is a 40-foot waterfall in Bolinas. And it is a beautiful creek that cascades over a bluff right onto Wildcat Beach. And apparently, during its heaviest flow time, it can reach up to 25 feet wide. It's a 7-mile hike to get out here in Bolinas, 14 miles round trip. But it is mostly flat. It is very scenic. The trail starting at Point Reyes National Seashore, and then you hike the Palo Marin Trailhead. They say bring snacks and plenty of water and your swimsuit for this adventure. And again, this is a 40-foot tall waterfall. It's the creek that cascades over a bluff right onto Wildcat Beach. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? Now, the one we've been to before, but we'll check out again, is this. I mean, it's so beautiful, it just doesn't even look real. It's so good. It's McWay Falls. This is along the Pacific Coast Highway. It is 80 feet tall, plunging from the granite cliffs into the Pacific Ocean below. The beach, Saddle Rock, and McWay Falls are within Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park. And they're usually off limit, but there are panoramic views from the Overlook Trail and the higher elevations along the trails east of Highway 1. So beautiful that it will take your breath away. So, so pretty. That is McWay Falls. And look at that. You can see the iconic Monterey trees there growing on the rocks. The palm tree makes it look very tropical, the blue of the water and the waterfall pouring right onto the sand. Just a wow moment. So, so pretty. It is one of the most recognizable coastal waterfalls in the world, are McWay Falls, near the Big Sur area of California. The water is churning, says Rev P. It's beautiful. So those are our two ocean waterfalls for today. The two in California, anyway, both in Northern California. I'd like to note we have Alamir in Bolinas, a little more rugged. And then we have what almost looks like an oasis out at Big Sur, Waterfalls. And that is Waterfall Wednesday. And I hate to end on a negative note, but I do think this is an important story. So I do want to present it to you because I think it's important that we know it's happening. This is a story about forever chemicals and a new study that was done that shows these forever chemicals in 10 waterways in 10 counties in California. Another story from SF Gate today. These forever chemicals were found in surface water and sediment tests in 10 counties across California, according to this new study done by the Environmental Working Group, which did this analysis, and they say as much as 50% of California's surface water samples contained forever chemicals, mostly because of the use in agricultural pesticides, because they don't break down, right? And because they've been linked to cancer and other health issues. They're widely known as forever chemicals. So the working group used data from California's surface water database taken between 2020 and 2024. The samples were collected from waterways across several counties. The counties are Butte, Colusa, Imperial, Merced, Monterey, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, Stanislaus, Sutter, and Yolo. And each study found some level of contamination near agricultural areas, some at higher concentrations than others. So one of these chemicals, according to SF Gate, is called bifenthrin, found in all samples taken in San Luis Obispo County. It's been banned for agricultural use in the European Union since 2019 because of its link to health issues. It was found in 88% of the samples from Stanislaus County. Legislative director for the Environmental Working Group telling SF Gate, the fact that it's so predominant in our surface waterways in those counties alone is a concern. And at least 23 other forever chemicals that are banned in the European Union are being considered as well. There are two other pesticides, oxyfluorofen and lambda cyhalothrin, both found in up to 41% of the samples analyzed. San Luis Obispo and Monterey counties had the highest detection frequencies of the 10 tested. Some counties had different types of forever chemicals found, as many as 10 detected in Monterey County. Sutter and Merced counties had just one forever chemical found each. They did not look at Kern or Fresno counties, but those are the areas of the state where the chemicals are the most widely used in agriculture. So it's very troubling to think that that's in our water, that's in our soil, that's among us in such a predominant way. There is, however, a bright spot here because there's this new bill that is working its way through the California state legislature. And if it is passed, it would ban forever chemicals in California. I should say it would ban pesticides that use forever chemicals by 2035. There are already these types of bans in place in Maine and in Minnesota. The Environmental Working Group found that these forever chemicals contaminate about 37% of non-organic produce grown in California. The one common chemical, the fungicide fludoxonil, was detected on more than 90% of nectarines, plums, and peaches sampled. Forever chemicals were also found on strawberry samples. I think we covered that at the time with 10 different chemicals. So you got to be careful. You know, people say it doesn't matter whether it's organic or not. I think it really does. I think it really does. You think you're being healthy by eating fruits and vegetables, and then here you are ingesting all this crap. So I hope that the bill passes because I think we need to do something. Again, I hate to end it on a bad note, but that's what I got. That is what I got. Thank you to everyone for being here, for contributing to this show in all the various ways that you do. And that includes our show PayPal. Really, really lovely to see the contributions roll in. You guys are so amazing the way you keep this show going. Wes coming in today with a contribution to the show PayPal. Ricky F contributing. Ooh, twice he contributed. Wow. Thank you, Ricky. Did you mean to do that twice? Let me know if not, and I'll refund one of them. Robin F coming through. Vivian T. Thank you. These are just the most recent contributions to the After Party Live. The PayPal information is in every show description, and it's in the About tab as well. Wes coming through with another contribution today with the 5. Glenn B with an Australian 5. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are super awesome. Okay, so I'll be recording. Oh, you know what I wanted to throw down before we go away is please vote. I don't know if you voted today, and I haven't checked to see what it looks like, but let me bring up the screen because is it the Audio Caster of the Year Awards? Yeah, that's what it is. The Audio Caster of the Year. I'll share it with you. We are nominated, the After Party Live. That is you and I for the Audio Caster of the Year. I didn't know that's what we were doing, but yes, we are audio casting. So you can go to this page. You don't even need to put in your email address. You just vote Kim McAllister, the After Party Live podcast, and then you submit it. And then you can vote again. It says here that they don't want any bots, but they say you can return to the ballot and vote as often as you like. And they give you daily updates. And I think we were trying to beat the golf guy. Let's see if we did it. They have it? Okay, so here it is. Oh, we're so close. We're at 708 votes, and the golf guy is at 762 votes. I think we can pull it off, you guys. I think we can. So please vote. I will post the link to vote. And again, you can vote multiple times. You can vote every day. The voting is open until, I think they say July 1st. But check it out. Here's the link. If you care to vote and participate in that, I would appreciate it. Have at it. There you go. Look at that. We're so close to Golf Guy. Sorry, Fred Green and the Golf Smarter podcast. We're coming for you. It's still only 1%. We're not winning it. Look at the top vote getter has 27,000 votes. I think Danny Wright from the River is going to win. Maybe it'll be Gary Mora. He's a contender too. He's got 21,000 votes. For Live 105, Aaron Axelson has more than 8,000 votes. Steve Fox, 2,500. I don't think we can overtake 10,000 votes for Greg Papa at KMBR. Maybe we can overtake the Alameda Postcast. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you for voting for the Bay Area Audio Caster of the Year. It would be fun to get some votes and be competitive in that race. So many thanks. All right, I will record something, have a little trivia for tomorrow, and the Mark Thompson show tomorrow will be a good one as well. Bill Black will be on the show, as well as David Katz. So it is going to be a great show, but I will not be present for it. I'll set it up, but I won't be there for it. All right, make it the very best rest of your Wednesday, and enjoy the shows tomorrow as well. For now, bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Oh, did I read that wrong? Let me go back and look at it now. Oh, you're right. I read it wrong. He only has 2% of the vote. Who knows? Maybe Greg Papa's going down. Thank you for calling me out on that. Me too, Mindy Lee. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Cameo. I appreciate it, you guys. Thanks, Elo Karen. By the way, your bracelet's beautiful. Great Mother's Day gift, great birthday gift for my sister. You make the most beautiful things. Thanks, Heather. Aloha. Yes, Gordon reminds us all to click the like button as well. I'm so concerned about the audio caster voting, I forgot to say please click like. Thanks, Gordon. I'm telling you, my sister loved her bracelet. So did my mom.